Ilang linggo na lang, Pasko na, and you know what that means. Gifts, gatherings, and gastos. Pero bago tayo sumabak sa Christmas rush, let's make sure that our wallets are ready. Kasi sure, masaya ang Pasko kasama mo ang pamilya mo, madaming handaan, madaming gatherings, pero mas masaya if you're not stressing out about money. So today, pag-uusapan natin kung paano natin mapaghahandaan ang holiday season the frugal way. That way, present ka pa din sa mga events and gatherings, pero meron kang peace of mind this season and the day after that. So whether you're celebrating here in the Philippines or abroad, these frugal tips will help you enjoy Christmas without ending up broke by January. If you're new here, my name is Jane, and in this channel, I talk about personal finance, frugal living, and simple money habits. Without further ado, let's get started. First things first, you need to plan ahead. Planning ahead is actually the reason why I posted this early, para bago pa dumating yung Christmas rush, ready na tayo. Madalas kasi napapagastos tayo during the holidays, hindi dahil wala tayong control sa pera natin, kundi dahil wala tayong plano. Nangyari na ba sa inyo yung nagpunta kayo sa mall dahil may sale at gusto nyo na mamili ng regalo? Pero ang ending, nag-ikot-ikot lang kayo sa mall, kung ano-ano yung nadampot ninyo, pag-uwi ninyo ng bahay, naubos na yung budget ninyo para sa Pasko. And that's what I'm trying to avoid this Christmas season kasi I want to spend with purpose, not pressure. This year, I'm starting with my non-negotiables. So, meron akong listahan ng mga non-negotiables ko o yung mga bagay na importante talaga sa akin. And you can do the same. You can list down kung ano yung importante sa inyo this season. Family ba yan? Church? Travel? Noche Buena? Handaan? It's all up to you, pero mas maganda na meron kang listahan ng non-negotiables. That way, yung list na yun na magiging focus ng energy at money mo this Christmas season. If you want to take it a step further, you can also have a do not buy list para maiwasan mo na ma-pressure or bumili ng mga bagay na alam mo na hindi mo naman talaga kailangan. How? You can start this by looking back at your 2024 Christmas. So last Christmas, ano ba yung mga bagay na binili mo na medyo pinagsisihan mo? That way, you can use frugality to redirect your budget this season toward what actually matters. Next is to set a holiday budget cap. I know during this time of the year, ayaw talaga natin tingnan yung mga gastusin natin sa dami nila. Kasi syempre, ang focus natin sa mga get-together, sa mga events, sa handaan. And ayaw naman natin na maging killjoy na tayo yung tagatingin kung magkano na ba yung nagastos natin every handaan. We just want to enjoy the moment, not count every peso. Hindi mo naman kailangan maging Grinch para makapagtipid. However, that's also one of the traps we're trying to avoid. Kasi last year, I did that too. Inignore ko rin lahat ng expenses ko dahil balikbayan ako. And I want to enjoy Christmas with my family and not have to worry about my budget. So, inignore ko siya, hinayaan ko lang na mag-pile up yung gastusin ko. And come January, doon na lang nagkagulatan. And that's when I realized that tracking doesn't kill the joy, it actually protects it. Para ma-extend mo siya, hindi ka lang December masaya, pero kahit hanggang January, ma-enjoy mo pa rin yung time mo with your family kasi hindi nasira yung budget mo. So this year, I decided to create categories para sa mga gastusin ko. That way, mas madali ko siyang matrack kasi sa dami nga nila, mahirap silang i-manage. So I have here a simple tracker that I created. Hindi naman kailangan na mag-create kayo ng Google Sheet if you don't want. Pwedeng ilista nyo rin lang naman siya sa notebook or sa planner ninyo. Pero for me kasi, it's much easier sa Google Sheet. So itong tracker na ginawa ko, sobrang simple niya lang. Wala namang komplikadong details. Gusto ko lang makita kung ano yung mga gagastusin ko. If you want your own copy, I'll link it in the description box below. So sa first tab niya, I actually have here 4 categories. First is yung para sa gifts. Next, food and gatherings. Third is travel. And then yung guilt-free fund. After mo ilista yung mga categories mo, create a budget cap. Magkano ba yung budget mo para sa mga gastusin na to? So for example, this year, ang gastos mo lang para sa mga regalo is 15,000 pesos. Para sa lahat na yon. Para sa pamilya mo, mga kaibigan, mga inaanak. Now, I want you to be mindful with the budget cap. Ideally, masunod natin siya para yung actual spend natin hindi ganun kalayo. Kasi ayaw naman natin na ilalagay nga natin 15,000 budget cap, pero hindi naman tayo strict. So umabot tayo ng 20,000 at the end of the year. Ideally, gamitin natin tong tracker na to actually track our expenses. I have here 2 columns. Yung B is para sa budget cap, and then yung C naman is para sa actual spend natin. Magkano talaga yung nagastos mo. Tapos sa column D, meron po siyang formula, and ito yung difference ng dalawang columns, yung B and C. So para makita mo kung magkano yung sumobrang gastos mo or natipid mo this year para sa mga categories na to. So, just do the same for the rest of the categories sa section na to. But I just want to highlight yung guilt-free fund kasi although naka-budget yung ating expenses this year, ayaw naman natin nga na maging Grinch at masyadong restricted. So, ideally, meron pa rin tayong guilt-free fund na magiging wiggle room natin. Para for example, nagkayayaan kayong pamilya sa mall, after ng holiday season, meron ka pa rin ng mga extra budget. So dito mo kukunin yung mga extra gastusin na hindi mo makakategorize dun sa first 3. That way, ma-enjoy mo pa rin yung holiday season without being too restricted. Now, let's talk about the silent budget killer, the gifts. Gift list naman is nandun sa second tab ng ating tracker. Dito, ilista mo lahat ng gusto mong bigyan ng regalo this year, kasama yung pamilya mo, mga extended family, friends, inaanaks. And then, yung column B niya is yung gift idea, ano yung bibilhin mo para sa kanila. Column C is for your budget. Now, if you want to scale down your budget this year, kung gusto mo na medyo magtipid, kung dati inaabot ka ng 30,000 sa mga regalo, this year gusto mo 20,000 lang, that's totally okay. This is your money and this is your budget. So, dapat ma-customize mo siya the way you want it. Hindi base sa kung ano yung ina-expect ng mga makaka-receive ng regalo. Kasi if scaling down means mamimit mo yung financial goals mo this year and hindi ka magkakaroon ng madaming utang by next year, then by all means, do it. Remember that the goal of us having this tracker and listing down all these expenses is hindi para maging kuripot, but to actually have peace of mind pagkatapos ng lahat ng gastusan na to. After mo ilista lahat ng gusto mong bigyan ng regalo, ang next step mo is maglagay ng budget cap. Again, it's okay to scale down. Kung yun lang talaga ang budget mo, kung 500 lang per person, that's totally fine. After that, column D yung actual cost and hopefully ma-follow talaga natin yung ating budget cap. Column E is yung difference and then yung F, status kung nabili mo na ba o hindi. And then, additional notes. Kung medyo madami talaga, especially kapag may mga gatherings, what you can do is to make it more fun. Ang dami ng party games ngayon na nauuso to make gift-giving more fun and memorable. And you can do one of those. Pwede ka rin magpa-raffle para lahat mabibigyan, pero within your budget pa din. Next, be careful with debt. Walang masamang mangutang basta nakaplano kung paano mo siya babayaran. The holidays are utang season disguised as convenience. Napakadaming promo like 11-11, 12-12. They sound great this holiday season. Syempre gusto mo yung convenience, pero medyo nakaka-overwhelm din siya pag dumating na sa'yo lahat ng bills ng January. So again, kapag nape-pressure kayo na bumili or umutang, hinga muna, huwag kayong mag-rush into a decision. Sleep on it or wait 24 hours and then kapag andun pa rin yung urge kung kailangan nyo talaga siya, then saka nyo lang bilhin. Pero kung feeling nyo naman nape-pressure lang kayo, then it's okay, you don't need to buy it right away. Next is to shop smart during holiday sales. 11-11 and 12-12 are very tempting. Pero keep in mind na hindi lahat ng sale ay savings. Before you check out, ask yourself, bibilhin ko pa rin ba to kung hindi to naka-sale? Kung hindi, maybe that's a good sign that you should close the app and skip buying the item. Now, for my fellow OFWs and balikbayans, meron din tayong tab dito para sa OFWs. So I called it OFW Padala Planner para po dun sa mga padala ninyo sa inyong loved ones dito sa Philippines. I have here column A yung recipient, kung sino yung makakatanggap ng padala ninyo. B is yung type, kung cash ba yan or nagpabalik-bayan box kayo. E is for budget cap, magkano lang talaga ang budget natin and magkano yung nagastos natin talaga. So similar yung formula ng tracker na to dun sa first 2 tabs na na-mention natin kanina. Alam ko madaming OFW ang nagigilty na hindi sila makauwi ng Pilipinas, so in exchange, nagpapadala na lang sila ng sobra sa pamilya nila. Pero yung guilt and generosity, hindi naman ibig sabihin nun isa-sacrifice na natin yung ating financial goals at savings para lang makapagpadala sa Pilipinas. Dapat within budget pa rin siya, that way hindi tayo maubos. And lastly, don't forget about yourself. Make sure na kung uuwi ka dito sa Pilipinas, hindi lang puro gastos. You should also allocate time para makapagpahinga ka, makapag-unwind, and makahinga from all the stress sa trabaho mo sa abroad. Next is to prepare your January wallet too. If sinabi nyo this 2025 na aayusin nyo na yung finances ninyo by 2026, ideally, hindi tayo magsisimula na mag-ayos ng January 1 kasi mahihirapan tayo mag-backtrack ng mga gastusin natin. Much better na nagawin na natin siya ngayon pa lang habang kasagsagan ng mga gastusin. That way, January, clean slate tayo, wala tayong utang at hindi tayo mahihirapan na gawin talaga yung New Year's resolution natin. Kasi mahirap na sasabihin natin, next year aayusin ko na yung finances ko. Pero next year, dala-dala mo pa rin yung mga utang mo na nakaraang Pasko. Mas mahirap lalo sundin yung New Year's resolution na yon. So para clean slate tayo at hindi tayo mahirapan mag-blow up sa ating finances ng January 2026, then let's start organizing our finances ngayon pa lang na November. Yung iba kasi pagdating ng sahod nila ng December 30, nakakalimutan nila na come January, meron pa nga palang kailangan bayaran ng utang, bills, tuition fee. So lahat ng yon kailangan mo pa rin mag-allocate ng budget para sa kanila. Otherwise, baka ang ending by January, kailangan mo na naman mag-create ng panibagong utang para lang bayaran lahat ng bills na to. If possible, kung meron ka namang 13th month pay or 14th month pay, set aside mo muna sila. That way, by January, hindi ka super overwhelmed sa lahat ng bills mo. And those are the steps that you need to do to prepare your wallet this Christmas season and this January. Because the best kind of frugal holiday is the one that you can enjoy without financial hangover. That's it for today and enjoy the holidays. Ciao!